Yeah. Gotta aim for the top like.
So we have Rylee in today. She's coming in to start off kind of like the next cycle as she leads in. She just qualified for Wadapalooza, which is really cool. One thing that we targeted though from some of those qualifiers and from some of the stuff we saw at the games was a lot of leg stamina workouts tend to really kind of bog her down a little bit. So what we're doing to start off the cycle is using Kelly Classic Benchmark Workout as a good benchmark for her to target and kind of build up over the course of this next cycle and really make it something that turns from a little bit more weakness to a strength as she kind of gets into this one.
Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got
nice work. No, I know that you were like wanting to kind of stop a little bit there as you got that side stitch, but you stayed, especially the wall ball, stayed very consistent. Every single round was the same. Box jump slowed, but wall ball stayed consistent, which is good. Next time around, we'll just be able to keep this a little bit more steady and probably increase pace on the run. What causes the side stitch? Usually, it actually comes from just going up a little bit too hard, too fast when you're getting into a workout. So you tend to like hyperventilate a little bit, your respiration goes up, and then what happens is the diaphragm tends to contract and just lock down. So trying to get that to relax a lot of times has to do with your breathing pattern. So what really helps people with side stitches is just actually improving their aerobic efficiency and conditioning, and then all of a sudden it kind of tends to go away. So you'll see people that get more aerobically fit, side stitches just don't happen. Yeah, so when we're warming up for something like this, we want to make sure that the heart rate comes up a little bit, but leads into it, not something that's going to get it to kind of just go out there really too fast from the onset. So that's why it's a gradual ramp, gradual build up. Even in workouts right now, like something we're doing with Sid and something that I'm going to really target with Rylee over here is just ramping into workouts more so than hitting out that first round at a really kind of breakneck pace.
You haven't done anything and your shirt's already off, so.
It's already off?
Yeah.
I just did 2 rope climb.
Whoa.
And I'm in leggings.
Wow, you did rope climb really fast.
It's 80 degrees outside.
I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the
try to go to the beam. Like touch the beam, just because I want you to practice like if there's a knot in the way of like having to do that extra just like bigger pull, but then also not clamping down as you come, because that's that reach where you want to like grab. So just fighting for those legs to stay open as you kind of get it.
Yeah. Hey, good. I'm on this side.
You see where the black line is? That's 15 feet. It's actually below the black tape.
That beam is.
So if you're thinking about it, that beam's 2 feet higher, I think, by about.
Super, and it's little.
So it's, like
it's a really thin beam.
It's way higher, so we're not going to that one. Yeah.
That's like 18 plus.
Yeah, so we're not going to that one. What I would say is basically you're going to about where the light is. So if you see the light directly across from you, that's going to be the 15-foot mark. Because when you're looking at it.
I'm blind.
Yeah, when you're blind.
Stop.
All right. So right now we got Sid on a nice little 40-minute EMOM. We've started blending in some rope climbs into this one. We've got leg lifts plus a regular rope climb into unbroken set of wall balls, some rowing, and some echo bike with that. We did add a little bit of arrestment into this just to keep the rope climb efficiency a little bit more there early on to kind of the build. And then what we'll do is that over the course of this cycle, we'll just kind of increase the density a little bit in this EMOM and make it just a little bit more challenging, a little more dense, a little bit more volume as we go. like to think about in terms of a cycle of kind of what we're trying to do. Right now, we're actually more concerned about volume accumulation, developing a little bit more technique with the legless rope climb of developing those big, long pulls, and then going right back in to another rope climb under some fatigue, as we've seen that that's something that we really want to target with Sid early on in the season. And so as we do this, we can build that density, build a little bit like tighter workouts as we go. Right now, we've kind of created a longer style workout to develop the same amount of volume, just so that early on, it's not something that's gonna really bog her down, and she can focus on a little bit more throughout.
Each minute itself wasn't hard.
Yeah, it's like the cumulative effect.
Yeah.
It feels hard. And if we didn't have that rest minute in there, I think the rope climbs would have gotten real sketchy. Learning curve from the games was, I think that we just needed a little bit more targeted practice and volume accumulation early on in the season like this, which is what we're kind of doing here with some things that we saw. So as an example, the legless rope climb workout was probably like our biggest hole that we saw come out of the game. So what we're doing here is we're making sure that that's not something that comes up again. And we believe that developing that volume earlier on in the season allows us to target it and develop that better density and better capacity when we get into our intensification phase closer to competition. I mean, a lot of it is having to really kind of play out with what their schedules are like school-wise as well, and understanding the different type of life commitments that a teen has. Also with where they're at in terms of their life balance and all those type of things, is that they have a tendency to want everything from the get-go, and to do everything, and to put all the volume in, put all the time in, and not have that life balance. And then what you get kind of worried about, especially with the team that's starting at it, where Rylee's been doing this since she was like 13, 14, is that then she gets into it, all of a sudden she's 18 and she's burnt out from the sport. What we want to do is we want to develop a really consistent build and get her to a point where she feels really strong, has a really good base, and hasn't kind of been overworked to the point that she wants out of the sport. We want her to be hungry and stay hungry in the sport. And so that's a big thing that I've kind of taken into with the teens, of kind of understand that life balance, making them take a little bit more time off when necessary.
Do you know there's a whole bicycle in the back of your car?
Yeah, I need to take it out. I've been saying for like 4 months I'm gonna get a new car. Then it won't be an issue.
What do you mean it'll still be in your car?
Yeah, but I want a big car. Like that car, it's impossible to get it in. So once it's in, it's staying in. But if I get like a Jeep or like a 4Runner or something, it'll be easier. Gotta get a car to fit my lifestyle.
Yeah, so got a nice good day of training in here. What's nice about this off season is that we kind of get a really good build. We can kind of get in and out of the gym. One thing that I've definitely noticed is we've kind of changed up some things and gotten a little bit more individual into these settings, is that we're able to kind of get in and get out and allow them to have a lot more recovery. So what we saw from Rylee was actually a really good pace. Got some notes that we can kind of take out, and actually a good kind of goal that we want to shoot for on that workout Kelly. That's going to be a benchmark that we're building up. And then the rest, her strength is looking there, kind of moving on. Liked what we saw from the rope climbs for Sid today on the EMOM, and that consistency on the bike, the row, and those wall balls. So really good day of training, and it's, you know, a nice little short one for us.